Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm here with the update for my Yuh-portfolio, which cracked the limit of 5,000 Swiss francs this month, and now we are at 5,038.21 Swiss francs. And I added Swiss Re and Bayer to my portfolio because they were the most attractive shares companies to add to my portfolio, dividend portfolio this month. So if you look at my quadrants, you see that from the 5 that are in the buyable quadrant, that actually AXA isn't buyable anymore because it's slightly above my PE limit in order to be able to buy it. But you still have Volkswagen, Swiss Re, BASF and Bayer, which are in my buyable quadrant. Then you have the buyable but needs to drop, and there I only going to mention Siemens, and where you can see that I increased the PE limit in order to be able to buy it from 18 to 20. So I don't normally do that, but I've seen in the past that it reaches 20.4, 20.6, 20.8, 21.2 when there is a slight crisis, and there been a few slight crises in the past, but I believe that a big one is coming, and when the big one is coming, it's going to drop for sure below 20, but I don't know whether or not it's going to be below 18, and I want to be able to pick it up when that happens. So, okay, it's still not certain that it's going to reach or that it's going to happen, and then it's going to reach PE below 20, but I can still hope that it's going to happen. Of course, the rest of my shares are also going to suffer and are going to come down, but when Siemens reaches 20 and goes to the buyable section, I will for sure mark it in green and pick some shares up. And because it costs so much, probably only one share, because I only have 200 Swiss francs every month. So yeah, I need to be budget minded as well. And in the buyable, but it's still the same 5 stocks as last month. Nothing changes there. And in the not buyable section, there you see that for Swatch, the EPS is dropped to 0.05, and this makes the PE 3654. But I'm still not going to swap out Swatch. That was a mispronunciation because of Schwab. So I'm not going to swap out Swatch for SAP or ADDLS. It's still Eni or Enel that are going to be put on the chopping block because they are actually way too expensive. It's incredible. Eni has a PE of 29.76, which is more than double my PE value in order to be able to pick it up. And Enel, yeah, it's the same thing, also more than double the PE that I have set in order to be able to pick it up. So Infineon, it's a great company, but I don't understand why people are going so crazy for it. It's the stock market, of course. So when people smell money, they throw even more money at it. So that's perhaps why it is such a high PE. But for me, it's way overpriced. So that's why it's in the not buyable but section. And then SAP, also there, I increased the PE to 20 instead of 18, just like for Siemens, because I think it's a great company. And when it's going to go below 20, I will for sure swap out Eni or Enel for SAP. And the same goes for ADDLS. When it goes below a PE of 12.5, you can be sure that I will make a short video and say, hey, ADDLS is now really close to 12.5. So I swap out Eni for added less because yeah, Eni I have Shell, and for Enel I have BKW. So they are easy picks for me, and yeah, some of my Italian friends will be mad because it are the only two Italian stocks in my list. But yeah, the Italian stock market is actually pretty expensive. And as I've said in the beginning of the video, I bought Swiss Re and I also bought Bayer this month. So the first one, Swiss Re, I picked one share up for a price of 129.2 Swiss francs. So I said the previous time that when it's around 125 that I'm happy to pick some up. But yeah, the past month it went down to 127 and a bit, but it didn't came down even a bit lower, and I only can buy it around the 25th. So now the 25th was a Saturday, so our wages got paid on the 24th. And yeah, it's 129. I still like it between 125, 135. So that's why I bought one share, and in total it cost me 130.30 Swiss francs. Still a great company, Swiss Re, one of the best dividend paying companies in Switzerland. And yeah, I'm not complaining with the dividend yield of 4.75%. And then the complete opposite, Bayer only paying out a dividend of 0.11 euros. And luckily for me, it's going to go ex-dividend the 28th or 29th of April. So I still am eligible with these three stocks that I picked up to receive the extra dividend that they are going to pay out. For Swiss Re, the share that I bought, yeah, I already received the dividends. You will see that later for the two shares that I already had. But here I will receive 0.33 euros from Bayer for these three shares. So I immediately regain about 1/3 of my commission and tax that I need to pay. So yeah, I like Bayer when it's around 40, even below. I will always try to pick some shares up. When another important share in my watch list is viable, perhaps I will go for that one, certainly when it is Siemens. And yeah, I thought it was really strange that the CEO already came out with a lot of numbers. He already said also how it was going with the reform of the company, and he said that it's going to take still some time, that they are on time with their turnaround plans. So I'm not worried at all. But still on Friday, when then the actual meeting happened, the stock came down and down and down. I was really early on the day to pick some shares up, so I lost on that position already. But for me, that's okay. In the long run, I'm not worried at all. And for me, the long term, that's where the money is. How I view Bayer, you can look at that in the previous video. I'm not going to repeat that. And now I can go to the overview of how the portfolio performed in the past month. So on Friday, I paid in 200 Swiss francs, and in total, I have deposited now 4,500 Swiss francs. So the first month, September, beginning of September, I had 500 Swiss francs, and then since then, I paid in the 20th month now, 4,000, so already 4,000 Swiss francs. And now the total on my Yuh-portfolio is 5,038.21 Swiss francs. And you can see with this screenshot that I have a new phone. I needed to buy a new phone yesterday. My other one broke down. That's why the video wasn't made this morning. I had to wait and install everything, all the apps, and you can see here I still needed to apply the the key from you, and then with the next screenshot you can already see that yeah, that one is gone because I said, yeah, it's okay, it's me. And there you can see that I still have now a balance left of 18.07 Swiss francs. So it was really close to be able to buy the 3 shares of Bayer, because I first bought Swiss Re and then I bought Bayer. So yeah, it's always a bit strange. And you see that I already received euros, because it was in total 120.10 euros, but I only needed to pay a leftover of 114.61 euros. So that's because, yeah, dividends were paid out and they were there. The 3.13 euros that you see here, they come from ENG. That was paid out later on Friday. So the cash is 18.07 Swiss francs, and when you look at my investments, everything is in the green, so I can't complain about anything. In fact, Volkswagen, there I have a loss of about 8 euros per share, but I already received last year dividends from Volkswagen, and that was 6.2 euros if I'm not mistaken, and this year I will receive the same. So it's a great dividend company. And when people start seeing that now Volkswagen is actually focused and really moving in the right direction, Volkswagen is going to move certainly towards 150, 180 euros once again per share, and then it will be way in the green. And then people will say, why haven't I bought it when it was moving below between 90 and 100 euros? It's always like that. I'm picking up some shares here and there, and yeah, now I have a loss of 46.65 euros on the share price. And then the Swiss coin, you know that the rules for the Swiss coin changed, so they are not going to pay in extra money during the year. Only after 1 year, when there is a profit, they can choose to put extra money towards the Swiss coin. But for the time being, so at least for 1 year, you won't see the Swiss coin move. So I have 5 Swiss coins from the buy from Swiss Re and also 5 from the buy from Bayer. So now I have 420 Swiss coins, and it's stable at this price, which means that I have 8.91 Swiss francs in Swiss coins. And if you take everything together, this is the graph. And yeah, it's a nice graph, of course, because every month I pay in 200 Swiss francs, and the first month it was 500 Swiss francs. But still, you can see the overall direction, and I paid in 4,500 and now I have 5,038. So this means that I'm way in the green, and the cash position is 18.07 Swiss francs. I invested 4,664.14 Swiss francs. So that's with cost, exchange cost, and reinvested dividends and everything. My investments are worth 5,020.14 Swiss francs. The stocks make up then 5,011.23 and the crypto 8.91. So the current profit and loss on my stocks is 347.09. So this moved up again 164.02 Swiss francs compared to last month, which is great. So I'm plus 7.4% on my stocks, and the total profit loss on deposited amount is 538.21 Swiss francs. So 93.71 Swiss francs comes from the dividends that are being paid out, that's 17.41%, and the rest 444.5 Swiss francs or 82.59% is from price appreciation. And then I can go to the dividends that were paid out. So the first dividend that was paid out and which I used to pay out, I pay already a part of the money that I needed to pay in order to pay for my buy of Bayer, was Shell, and I received total 5.49 euros from my 17 shares of Shell. Shell is my biggest position and it pays out quarterly dividends, and this month so this quarter it was 0.3227 euros. Then the next dividend that I received was from Swiss Re. So unfortunately, the one share that I bought extra isn't included because I was too late. But I had already 2 shares, and for those 2 shares, I received 6.3008 Swiss francs. The strange thing is, they now announce their dividend in US dollar, then it's recalculated into Swiss francs, and you receive Swiss francs from Swiss Re. This comes down to an amount of 12.60, so I'm already down 0.16 cents, unfortunately, but those are rounding errors, and then with the withholding tax I again lose a little bit of money, so in total I received 8.19 Swiss francs from Swiss Re. And then from Nestle, 6 pieces, I received 3.1 Swiss francs per share. It came down to 18.60 Swiss francs brut, and with the withholding tax 6.51 Swiss francs is deducted, so I received net 12.09 Swiss francs. Of course, I'm going to declare the 6.51, that is going to return to me, and then they are going to calculate the income tax, and then they say, okay, the difference is so much, and I will get the difference back as a tax reduction, or how do you call it, because actually now I pay too much. And then on Friday I received the dividend from ENG. So 5 pieces I have, and the dividend was paid out 0.736 euros per share, total amount 3.68, and the withholding tax in the Netherlands is 15%, so that's 0.55, and I still receive 3.13 euros, and that's the 3.13 euros that you saw in my pay account on my Yuh-portfolio. And here is the overview of what I can expect in dividends from my portfolio moving forward. So I will receive from my Swiss stocks 62.74 Swiss francs, and for my European stocks 128.20 euros. With a conversion, 1 euro being 0.920 Swiss francs. This means that I will receive 180.68 Swiss francs, which is a current yield of 3.61% and a yield on cost of 3.87%. As always, this is brutto dividend, so all the costs are not deducted, so you know that I will receive less. And my net dividends received so far is 52.54 euros, and in Swiss francs 43.44 Swiss francs. Brutto, this means 123.71 Swiss francs. And why do I say that? Well, we go to Getquin now, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's here. So I can click performance, and I will say 1 year for now, and you see that this dotted line is in fact the amount that are already contributed, and you see that the difference is more or less increasing. Here is when the war in Iran started, so the market came down, and then the difference is again increasing. So I can't complain at all. The past month was actually pretty good. And when you look at my positions, Volkswagen, the only one in the red. And when you look at my dividends here, it's 123.37. So there is a small discrepancy. And I don't know how this comes, probably because of the difference of ADLS. No, not from ADLS. It's the difference from Shell, because here it's the one in pounds, because they don't have the Shell.as ticker. And I believe that that's why there is a small discrepancy. The overall overview for me, it still says when everything is going to be paid out, and it's almost correct, and with just a few cents of difference. Yeah, it's not going to matter that much, but I believe that it is because I need to pick Shell from the London Stock Exchange and not the Shell.as from the Amsterdam Stock Exchange or Euronext Amsterdam. So that's the only thing that I have for now. My total return is close to 600 Swiss francs, and that's because here they count in this amount the dividends as well. But yeah, it's not completely correct because I don't have right now 5,100 Swiss francs on my U account. So you need to know what you are looking at when you look at the numbers of Getquin. But I really like Getquin. You see here as well. You can see the percentual distribution of your companies. Shell makes up almost 12%, and you can go on and on and on about that. So that's really nice. You can also see the sectors. So you see financials make up almost 20%, but that's because also Swiss Re and AXA are included in the financials. For me, it's more insurers, so they should split it up. And then you have consumer staples, you have consumer discretionary, energy, materials, utilities, healthcare, industrials, and information technology, making up only 6%. You see that my portfolio is actually a dividend oriented portfolio, which is more focused on good dividend paying companies that have a track record of yeah performing through wars, through everything. So you see that here, and that's what I like as a dividend investor. If you like that as well, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that like button as well. That helps out my channel enormously. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this one, and see you on the next one on my YouTube channel. Bye.